to Gold Feather Farms, and we're here in the kitchen, and if you think it looks unfinished now, you should have seen it before. So on this episode of Gold Feather Farms, we will be watching some of the kitchen construction, and we will get a live demonstration of making challah bread for Shabbat. And as well, you will be treated to solo bass music by BGOLD.
This is the first batch of challah in the new kitchen. Challah is a traditional Jewish bread that we eat on the Sabbath. It starts on Friday night and it's Friday afternoon, so it's time to get cooking. My ingredients here are all-purpose flour. For this one, I'm using rye flour. I like to do a mix of white flour and some kind of whole wheat. And then we've got olive oil, maple syrup, Orsa salt from Ancient Seabeds in Utah. Also shout out to the maker of the salt jar, BGOLD glass. And got some yeast that I started with a little bit of maple syrup. It's looking pretty active. And that's just like normal active dry yeast and water. You'll notice that I don't have any eggs. I'm making vegan challah. People are like, how do you make challah without eggs? You just make challah without eggs. You just don't put in the eggs. It's not entirely true. I am going to be putting in more oil relative to most recipes, but vegan challah is very tasty. And I'm not really following a recipe, but this recipe or this non-recipe is inspired by Brian's sister Robin, and you can find a butchered version of the recipe in Joe Nathan's cookbook. I think it's called like King Solomon's Table or something. So I'm going to do, normally I do half and half white flour and whole wheat flour. This rye flour is pretty dense, so I'm actually going to go a little heavier on whole wheat flour. I'm shooting for 2 good-sized loaves. Let's see what we end up with. That looks pretty good, like more or less a third rye and 2/3 white. So our dry ingredients. I washed my hands, it just wasn't on camera. So I'm really just going by feel. I probably will need to add more water. But this is one of those privileges you get after doing this lots and lots of times. With that recipe. Another thing to note about the rye flour is that it's lower gluten than regular wheat flour, so your dough might seem kind of off initially, but you really just need to work it more to work the gluten. kind of boring over here. I'm just gonna keep doing this for a while.
Okay.
And then once it's kneaded to the point that I want it, I'm gonna let it rise. Okay, so I have my dough pretty much where I want it, and I'm gonna put it back in the bowl to rise. Before I do that, I'm just gonna like clear any of the kind of dry gunk out of the bowl. I'm gonna put the dough in the bowl and drizzle it with some more oil, and then give it a turn, and coat it, and just get it nice and coated so that it keeps its moisture. Especially here in Colorado, it's important to do everything you can to help it stay moist while it rises. Okay.
Hey, here we go. Make sure not to get too close to my base with my saw. Hey, that's a hole. That's a hole. That's a hole. Yeah. That's a hole. Okay. We'll do another hole tomorrow. Tune in. We'll see you next time. There's a lot of like home design creation shows that happen within 30 minutes. You know, it's amazing. They're like, whoa, screw stuff in, catch it up. Well, it's really not as fast as it seems. You know, not only am I, taking one screw at a time, it's really kind of like a whole different experience doing stuff in real time. And in real time, the whole world slowed down due to coronavirus. It's like we have a 12-month series here, and we haven't even started on laying floors in the living room yet. So next, that'll be done this year. That'll be done this year. I was renting. We just came down. I think it was in the kitchen. All the glasses, and it just was a mess. Real mess. It came down. Boom, smash. Gosh, this one is not going to fall down. Please, God, may this one not fall down. Stay up. Okay. It's always important to ask for help. You need it. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. There's a piece of plastic up top. Oh, there's that. Let's see how many. Okay. We're getting there. All right. Now we just gotta get it up higher. Higher and higher. Higher and higher. Higher. Oh my. And higher. And higher. Oh my. Higher and higher and higher. Yes, got it up. The vessel is here, now we just gotta fill it. Oh, we should screw it in. Screw it in. Fill it. And then screw it in. One screw at a time. They scored a bunch of screws, screwdrivers and impact drivers in the pawn shop. They were on clearance. Because the stores, whole box. Different tools for different jobs. They got the drills, impact drivers. I think now's the time for an impact driver. Not sponsored by DeWalt or the pawn shop, but the right tool for the right job. I made a solid prayer that will stay on, so we got a couple of screws into the drywall and insulation. Hopefully get a couple studs, but hey look, it's floating. It's floating there. Boom, whoa, wow. Alright, who wants to sit in it first? See if it's on there. Any takers, you you're already sitting there. Come sit here. Check out our handiwork. Handiwork, man, am I saying that right? I'm a dandy man with hanging cabinets. I'm a dandy man now. Corona 2020, the glass studio is closed for a little while, so I'm a dandy man. That's this thing. Alright. I'm still staying on. Just kidding, I'm not trying to. Oh yeah, let's listen. Wait, earplugs as always. crazy about it. Okay, on to the next. Let's just piece. This got to go there. Alright, stand back just in case. Let's screw it. Let's screw it in. Let me look at it here.
Mikey, I'm just gonna keep cleaning the kitchen and hanging stuff.
Yeah, sure. Ryan, you did a great job.
Thanks, Mikey. Thanks. Yeah.
You're a great student.
Yeah. Thanks, Mikey, for teaching me stuff. Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I'm an expert at hanging cabinets.
Well, you got the hanging down for sure.
Oh, yeah. I like to hang.
Well, thanks for hanging. I hope after I hang these cabinets and learn enough, I could one day be a supervisor and just really hang like you. Just kind of hang out.
Oh, yeah. Everyone should aspire to be a supervisor like me. Yeah.
This here is an Instapot, and the possibilities are as endless as this void of space here. So, put it in my handy dandy Instapot here. The focus is over here though, because I'm not yet sponsored by Instapot. Soon enough. I am part of the Boulder Goat Co-op, but this goat milk came from the dumpster. It says something on it, XS. I don't know what that means, but what I do know is that now is the time for yogurt. Yogurt will last forever. I don't know how long we're going to be locked up in our beautiful home. So, goat milk. So here's how it works. You get your handy dandy Instapot, and then you start pouring. Boom. Goat milk. Goat milk. I love goat milk. I mean, this is a different experience. I love just grabbing the teeth and squeezing, and this beautiful life force comes out kind of like this. Just like, yeah, yes. We'll do another here for our yogurt special. Goat milk, it's smooth and creamy. So we'll put some more in that. It looks good, smells good. We even took a little sip. Tastes pretty good. But oh yeah. Wow. Whoa. Gosh. Well, another fit. Just put a bit more from the one we were sipping on. Boom. We're going to the max here. We're going to the max. The next step is find the funkiest yogurt one can from the fridge here. So let me see my options. All right, we got pickle juice. We got oat milk. Oat milk might be good to cultured goat milk. Doubtful, but we got organic dumpster yogurt. Yogurt. Yeah, that's good. And we also have our piles of fermented goods, the unmarked stuff. Oh my gosh, I don't know if this is a good idea, but this is goat milk. It's very old. Very old. What do you think? Should we culture with the old goat
Hold on
milk?
1 second. Yeah. Just for culture?
Yeah. Okay, we got the go ahead. We got the go ahead from the one who knows. Okay, so now we're just gonna culture because that stuff is really strong. Or intention's important here. So the shame in the name of happiness. Let's do it for happiness. Oh wow. Oh my. Okay. Yes. Maybe one more scoop of this wild delicacy. We're taking some risks on this one. That's some stuff here. So now I'm gonna stir my delicious potion here with that intention. Intention's everything, especially with Instapot, because you press a button, it could be done without that intention. But we put the stuff in, and then for joy, for tasty delicacy, for Shabbat, for fun, we press the yogurt button. And we're going into Shabbat right now, so we'll just go 24 hours on this. 25, so it'll be done by the time we're done on the other side. Yogurt. Is it done yet? Nope, it's only just begun. Let's go like that. Yeah, because really perfect. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Yeah. We want these open, but maybe we should free it up. Ready? Let's write it up. Let's do it. Too high. Too high. Down on your side. It's pretty level. It's not quite there. That's okay. My glasses aren't level, so that's true. You're beautiful. Higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher.
Plates. Cabinet. Will they fit? I don't know. Yes, I do, because I measured them. Ta-da! Oh, wow. Look how beautifully they sit in the cabinet.
I got something for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
A glass. How about over here?
Yeah. Is this, well, whose eye level are we at?
Perfect.
Beautiful.
I'll have to get some glasses that are this tall.
Oh, we might have.
A tall glass. Oh, the tall glass. Oh. I'll work on it. There we go.
All right.
wrap some more glass with this. Shame, Shabbos, Kodesh.
Right, check it out. Got some nice flavors of dough that I covered in Produce bag for a while. Is that like an hour maybe? Oh yeah. First thing we're going to do, even though this isn't a whole lot of dough, and so it's not like technically necessary, we're going to do something called taking challah, which in Hebrew is hafrashat challah, which is a blessing for like dedicating a portion of this to higher powers. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kacham tzedakah v'tzivanu v'hafish challah min ha'isa.
Amen.
So we'll eat challah. So this piece is going to go on the baking tray.
I could throw it in the fire. Really, we're supposed to.
Oh yeah, right. We have a fire, so let's throw it in the fire.
Throw it in the fire. Right.
Of our dough, the original plan was to make 2 good-sized loaves, but that plan kind of changed because we're having hamburgers for dinner, and the buns that I got are dairy, and we don't eat meat and dairy together. So we're gonna make 1 good-sized loaf and some hamburgers. Challah burger buns. They're gonna be great. So we're gonna focus on the loaf because that's the part that has technique. Because the loaf is the part that has technique. So you want
burgers.
burgers. Do you want to help me make a challah?
Sure.
Great, thanks. So we're gonna make a 6th grade challah, which is the kind that you see in the store, and it looks really nice and puffy and delicious.
Shabbos.
So we're gonna break the dough into 6 relatively equal pieces. Give them a little smush roll.
Oh, this is nice feeling dough. This dough feels nice in my hand.
And then once we do that, we're going to roll them out into logs.
Inspiring Seuss. This is right. Shame, Shabbos, Kodesh. I like to roll one and then let it sit for a second, and then come back to rolling it some more. Even a couple of times, you can really stretch it out. No rush here, even though Shabbat is crashing in, right?
It is, yeah.
We're just hanging out in our new kitchen. We got a kitchen. Yeah.
Good. Longer.
Yael likes nice and short, and I like them nice and long. Is that? And we're just gonna weave them all together into one.
Maybe, yeah. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if this is gonna work, but yeah, maybe we could like not make them.
Sure.
Okay. This is gonna be an adventure. So, actually, I guess I will. I'm gonna try and do this the backwards camera facing way. So we're going to line up all of our pieces. I'm going to try out going short, long, but we'll see how that goes. So normally I would do this facing me, but I'm doing this facing you. So we're going to pinch them all together at the top.
Shame, Shabbos.
And in your mind, number the pieces going from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to take number 2, move it all the way over, and then take number 1 and put it in the middle of the others. And now you're going to reverse sides. So now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So take number 2, move it all the way over, and take number 1 and put it in the middle of the others. And then again, reverse sides. Take number 2, move it all the way over, number 1 in the middle of the others. And switch sides again, move number 2 all the way over, and number 1 in the middle of the others. So you may notice that this has just gone from like looking like a weird octopus to starting to look like a challah. So we're just going to keep going. Number 2 all the way over, 1 in the middle, 2 all the way over, 1 in the middle. Now it starts getting confusing because this is short and you might forget that it's here, but this is number 1. Number 2 all the way over, 1 in the middle there, 2 all the way over, 1 in the middle, and you just kind of keep going until you really can't anymore, which is kind of where we're at now, and then you just like shmush and tuck. The old shmush and tuck.
Wow.
Do it on both sides.
A beautiful challah. Nice.
And that's a challah, so we're
That's
gonna
a challah.
let this rest for another like 10 or 15 minutes. It'll get a little plumper. And if you want to egg wash it, you egg wash it right before you put it in the oven. And some vegan ideas for egg wash, you can put honey, maple syrup. I guess not everyone considers honey vegan. You can also use the water from chickpeas mixed with a little bit of maple syrup or honey. That works pretty well. And then you can sprinkle any seeds that you want on there as well.
Sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds,
Poppy seeds.
poppy seeds. There's definitely more seeds. Sunflower seeds, salmon seeds, caviar, challah.
That sounds gross. Why don't they make kitchens to fit my bowl? Where am I supposed to put it? Smaller. Alright. Thank you, the corner cabinet is magic. Oh, that looks I don't know. I'm stumped. This is a mezuzah.
Handmade metal. An artist's network.
Nice. Inside scroll. I'm not going to unroll it, but it's on parchment and it has the whole schma written on it. Put these on our doorposts to, I don't know, remind ourselves that God is everywhere, inside and outside.
Is the Shema like saying do good and then it'll be good? All right, something like that.
Something like that. Oh, nice. It comes kind of pre-slanted.
Baruch Hashem. Fits perfect.
Yes.
It's a home now.
Why don't they make kitchens to fit?
Congratulations! You made it through a full episode of Gold Feather Farms. Thank you for watching. This show is brought to you by COVID-19 as well as BGOLD Glass, Gold Feather Foods, and by viewers like you. You can contribute to the continuation of this show by going online and checking out our Patreon. And if you become a member, your name will appear on the screen right in front of my face, and I can think of no better honor. This is Mikey Monster. Thanks for being here.